What's going on, guys? How's it going today? Hopefully you're having a good day. So, this video that you're watching today is gonna be about how, well, just my thoughts, really, not a how on anything, but just my thoughts on how just gaming and has just gotten kind of greedy. You know, I remember back when, the mid 2000s, early 2000s, like back when like games were like $60 and you got a fully completely finished game. you know there was no like season passes, there was no unfinished content in the game that would get trickled in 4, 5, 6 years in, patched in. A broken game back in like the 2000s, like 2000 and like 4 or 5, was unheard of, because if you want, you couldn't, like, it was hard to update. You couldn't really update games until really the Xbox 360 and PS3. Back on PS2, you couldn't really just update the game. The developers were kind of forced to finish games. They were forced to do it. And then now games aren't finished anymore, and you no longer get a finished product. And then on top of that, not getting a finished product, you're paying 30, 40, $50 more. Like, I literally remember, not even feeling like a boomer, but like back in my day, I remember. But no, like, I really do remember back when games were $50, $60 brand new on release. Like Black Ops 2, like $59.99 on release. And like, games had DLC and stuff like that, Like, they had like, Call of Duty had the 4 map packs. Like, I think they were like what, 19.99? I might be mistaken, but I think the Call of Duty map packs were 19.99. But you'd pay like stuff like for like that, right? And that was about it. There was no, and of course back then, there was game updates and there would be bugs and stuff, and they would update them out. But it was never as terrible as it is now. And like, like if you think about it, this whole games, not really games, but like part of what I'm like relating onto this to being with like DLC is, if you think about like what caused also like developers selling DLC that should have been like in the game, right, as Oblivion, but that's besides the point. What are you talking about? Yes. So I remember back when games were the cheaper like that, right? And then now, look at it, like now, like Silent Hill 2 was like 90 bucks on release, like the remake, Silent Hill 2 remake, $90 on release, and it's still $90 full price. Like, that's ridiculous. $90 plus taxes, by the way, so over $100 just to play a fucking video game. Like, since when did playing video games become a fucking luxury? Like, what the hell? Like, video games used to be something that, like, you could spend little, like, some money on, like, their little hobby thing. Spend some money on, play it out, relax, have some fun. Now it's, like, almost like, a luxury, especially in this economy. Spending $100 on a video game, just, like, it's ridiculous. And, like, look at the Switch 2. The Switch 2 is just, the games on that are also insanely priced to be for unfinished product. Like, don't get me wrong, I like Nintendo, but like, not unfinished. I don't know. I can't really throw stones. But at least from what I've seen, it's not unfinished product, but buggy product that has like PS2 graphics. Classic fucking Nintendo. But I don't know what it is. Like, I don't know what the root cause of all of these developers making these games not really caring about how they're being released, and what the causes of the people thinking, okay, the games are like, our games are getting worse, and we're also going to charge people more for them. Like, I don't understand what the root cause of either of these problems are, but it's something that is so prevalent now, and it's like it all started off with games become like dropping broken buggy messes, Anthem, and I can't really like I had so many names in my head before I recorded this, and I started recording it, and they all leave my brain. I'll probably pop some of them up on screen actually just to get my point across, but like it all started with like a lot of games just infamously releasing broken or buggy as shit on launch, right? And then it just kind of slowly turned into all games are releasing buggy and broken as shit on launch, or 99% of games. And then from there it slowly edged into, yeah, some of these games are also going to be like, $20-$30 more than they were. And then from there it went into almost all of these games are going to be $20-$30 more than they were, while also being broken buggy messes. And like, all we can really do is vote with our wallets if you just really come down to it. Everybody says it. I know all the big YouTubers say it. Everybody says it with everything. You gotta boycott, vote with your wallet. But you have to. But no matter what, there's all these people that still don't vote with their wallets. So many people still don't. And they're still buying these games at these prices. And it's just telling these people that, like, these suits up there telling them that, like, people are willing to pay this much for the product, so we'll keep it at that price and eventually probably slowly hike it up to $120 per game. Like, Jesus Christ, almost $200 for the complete edition. Like, that's probably where we're headed if we're being realistic here. If we're just being a little bit real. But yeah, like, vote with your wallets, people. That's all you can really do. And I think that's about all I have to say on this, if I'm being honest. Kind of ran out of fuel on this video and on this one. It was kind of more of a ramble/rant than it was kind of talking about a topic. But nonetheless, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't be afraid to like, comment, subscribe. And yeah, hope you guys have yourself a great day. See ya.